What is going on, All-Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this is your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Wood, and today we are talking the Nissan Frontier, and we've got some big numbers and press releases out on this thing. But first, if you have not yet, smash the like button. If you like the Nissan content or any of the content I do, when you smash that like button, it helps other people find the channel, and I greatly appreciate that. So that is right, we're going to talk the Nissan Frontier, and I've been I have to say, a fanboy of that vehicle for quite a while. I've owned several of them, and I've just enjoyed that product. Now, whether that be the Tacoma that you're a fan of or any of the midsize trucks right now, you owe a lot of respect to the Nissan Frontier because, well, everybody besides Toyota quit making these things, and Nissan and Toyota really chugged it out, and they showed that we come out of the recovery of '09, and they showed, hey, people want these vehicles, and now they're a big money deal, and everybody, hell, Jeep even decided to make a midsize truck. That's how popular this segment is, and Nissan has a lot riding on this. Well, it's no secret, though, that the Nissan Frontier has taken 16 years. That's right, 16 years to get this far, and you know, have they been just waiting, designing, giving us something, the perfect midsize truck? Who knows? We'll see the sales this summer when they release the truck. It's late August, early September when you're going to actually see these things hit the showroom. But Nissan's dropped us some cool new pictures, and there are a few select journalists out in Utah as we speak, getting to play with the vehicle. And even though I've gotten to these things with the Titan in the past, I didn't get the call for the Frontier. Oh well. But probably me breaking that the news of the Frontier back last April probably had something to do with that. Link above if you want to see what I did back then. Anyway, so let's jump into the Nissan Frontier and let's talk some cool mid-size pickup trucks. All right, so let's get into this thing, and we're going to talk some Nissan Frontier, and to get into a little bit of heritage with me and Nissan is, and I'm going to put this picture up there and we'll talk. So I've loved the Nissan brand. They've been just huge for my community. When they came in here in the 80s with the plant here in Middle Tennessee, just overnight changed my town, and they've been I'm a big fan of them because they've put a lot of my friends and family to work, and that's why I'm a big, whether you be in Michigan and whether it's Ford, Ram, or whoever that your family works for, Nissan here in the South has been big for us, and so that I'm a fanboy of that. But I kind of like the underdog in trucks, and Nissan's been the underdog, even though they, when Toyota and Nissan were the only guys doing trucks in the late 2000s, they were like, Toyota, especially the Tacoma's been a big hit for them. Nissan, the Frontier's been a money maker for them for a long time, and trucks make money for any of these companies. That's why all these companies are going to them. Everybody likes a truck, but guess what? They're going to make them money. And the Pro 4X on this, I've said this in the past, and people in comments always like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. The Pro 4X is going to be around a $40,000 truck. I kid you not. And why is that? Well, you only have to look at Toyota, what they're getting for their TRD Pros right now, or the TRDs in general, what all that's bringing. So it's going to be in line with the market. So guys, Nissan, the Frontier is not going to be that bargain truck anymore, but it is still going to be a lot of value for it. And look at this thing. So let's look at this picture, and we're going to go through a few of them and talk some stats. So this is around Utah. They're at a resort right now, and they've taken a bunch of cool pictures out there, and I'm impressed. The photography of this is really, really good, and I'm hoping it's who I think it is that was doing the photos. But let's look at this thing. And before you say in the comments, oh, it looks just like a Toyota, blah, 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 it doesn't. I know there's the color traits. The colors that Nissan picked for launch do not help Nissan with that people want to say, oh, it looks like this, because Toyota's got this kind of sand color. They've got the battleship gray colors, and Nissan needed to bring some new colors in, and why not? These are great truck colors, and they're kind of exciting. Nissan's got that big burger in the grill, which I like the new logo. I've said for a long time that Nissan needed to redo the logo a little bit. But there's something about all manufacturers right now just making these logos as big as possible. And I think Nissan could have shrunk this down just a little bit. Or they could have just done something cool in that Nissan has a old style. There's an old handwriting style that you see on some of the old Nissan stuffs. I think would have been amazing for this. But it is what it is. They're proud of that burger logo, and why not? It's done them well for a long time. But I really like the balance of me would like that burger just down in those crossbars a little bit more. I'm sure there's part of it is they hide the camera in that logo, so I'm sure some of it is for that. But that's weird to me. And the other thing that I do not like about this truck in the front end is the stamp in the grill of Frontier.
I wasn't a fan of it with the Titan. I know people that are, and I'm probably in the minority of that doesn't like it. But I'm kind of getting over the everything stamped into these vehicles, and the tailgate on this truck is no exception to that. It's definitely in there. But the LEDs look great in this, very Nissan. I've said for a long time that everybody was like, when's Nissan going to bring out the third gen truck? And I've said for a long time, the Navara was basically the third gen Frontier, the one that you see in Australia, and they've monkeyed with that one now, and it's in a kind of a generation and a half of it till it gets a complete refresh. But I look at this as more of a Generation 4 truck for Nissan, and it brings over some characteristics of the previous model, but it's pretty new design for Nissan. And look at this thing. Looks great. It's a Frontier out in the Frontier, right? That's what you want to see in these things, and that looks great. I don't know about you guys. The one thing, I like these new wheels, by the way. I had a video up about these, and I had to pull that down because I was asked to by Nissan to. They didn't want me to spoil the wheels right here that they've got. And I'll do that from time to time. If I get some cool insider info and they ask me not to spoil it, sometimes I will honor their wishes and pull things down. And I've got a pretty good working relationship with Nissan. I'm literally next door to the headquarters, so that does help. But the only thing I do not like at this right now is, for one, the Pro 4X logo. If you look at it, the 4X stands out like crazy. But the white, they're using this same style they use for the Titan, except they've kind of muted it down a little bit. And the white doesn't do it for me. They did in the second generation, they did this really nice yellow for the Pro, and I liked it a lot. Once again, I'm probably in the minority about that, but if you're going to do a Pro 4X, and especially badge it on the side, I want it to look youthful and exciting. And for me, this doesn't do it, but once again, what I like is may not what you like. So leave me in the comments below what you think of Nissan's logos on this thing. But the wheels, they've changed these wheels, and they look better than what we saw at launch. This is a nice looking wheel, and I'm very happy about that. Once again, you get that nice big front face of this thing, and I know trucks are getting just flat in the front, but a lot of that has to do with pedestrian safety, and they want blunt. I don't know the federal guidelines on it exactly, but I know a lot of vehicles they're having to go kind of a more upright front end. And I'm sure I'll tackle this at some point. But anyways, the side profile of this thing with the mountains behind it and the Frontier, that looks great. And the tires on this thing, that's one thing that I wish Nissan would have maybe added something a little more aggressive. Now, this thing has the Hankook tires, which I've used these tires. They're a good tire, but they don't. In something that you're calling kind of the Pro 4X is your off-road trim. This is kind of their halo trim right now till maybe next year, but we'll worry about that with news coming. But I just feel like something a little more meaty looking for just the Pro 4X. I understand fuel economy, you need a light, you want a tire that works good, but maybe a lot of these manufacturers know people with tires are like shoes for us anymore. Like, we're going to go to the store and we're going to put on new kicks. And maybe that's what Nissan's thinking with this truck is, hey, these are suitable for what we need it to do. Whoever buys this truck, maybe they're going right to Discount Tires or whatever and putting something else in there. Now, we've got the sliding glass rear windshield in this thing, which looks great, though it's manual. I wish it would have been power, but that's all right. At least you get it. Some trucks aren't even doing this anymore. Those taillights in back look very aggressive. I'm happy those taillights do not look exactly like what the Titan has. Nothing against what the Titan has. I'm just happy to see these things kind of look, the truck does have some Titan similarities. If you look at the front door, the way it does that forward swoop. And all that is, they're trying to keep those mirrors down. So just keep them out of the wind. And a lot of people are doing those kind of windows now. Other than that, I think this thing looks great. Now, there is in the tailgate, you see that big Pro or the Frontier stamped in that. I'm over that trend, but I also think that they could, if they wanted to do this, they could have shrunk that down a little bit. And you've got the cool Pro 4X badging there by the passenger side. That looks great. And the burger just kind of doesn't fit for me. It just stands out for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. Nothing to do, I like the truck, so this is just me being nitpicky, but that's, these are things that I'm seeing that I'm not a debadge guy, and I may debadge that burger if I bought this truck. You got the doors open right here, and lots of room in this thing. Let's see, there's the green. Oh, this green, everybody's excited about this green. Now, it's something new for Nissan. They haven't done any kind of green in a long time for some of their trucks, and I like it. It's not bad, but I like that desert sand, what they're calling that. I like that one a lot better, though. They've got some reds coming that are they're dynamite. And I know my buddy over at Nissan Hawaii Nation or what, I forget, Ronald, your name of your show right now, or your channel, but I know you like some of these colors, but it is what it is. The red I know for you is going to be great, but I wish they would have shown more colors with these backgrounds, but that green does look great with those dark wheels. Looks really, really great. And this thing's at 310 horsepower. This truck is going to be a hoss out in the trails. This thing is going to be, I'm telling you, class leading horsepower, and it's been that way for 2 years now with the same engine. And I was kind of thinking they might bump it up at least 5 more horsepower with this next generation versus the previous generation, but they didn't. That's okay because it's still class leading. I think Chevy's the only one that comes even close at 307, I believe. But the Colorado still kind of feels, it doesn't feel like you're getting all of those 300 horsepowers. Now, much like everything else, I think Nissan's going to tell you have to use premium fuel to get the premium horsepower in these things. But I try to use premium fuels when I can anyways. Now, Nissan's done something great with this. They've paid attention to some of the things Toyota's great at. Look at that rear bumper. They've tucked that bumper up in there. And for off-roading, I can tell you, the old version, the way Nissan used to do their bumpers, on trails, I would just peel those bumpers right up. It was just a bad design for real off-roading that I like to do. Other than that, the side profile looks great of this thing. And here you can see this thing getting dirty. And that's what a Pro 4X should do. Now, Nissan's going to have a couple different models now. They've got a Pro 4X, but now they've got a Pro X, which used to be the Desert Runner. And I'm not a fan of that name. I'll just say it right now. I like the Desert Runner has a lot of heritage to that name. And but I get it. You're getting everything the Pro 4X has, except you may just want a 2-wheel drive. So you're going to get what they call the Pro X. And it is what it is. I like having the options. Nissan's not always known for a lot of options, so that's great. Now with this truck, you're going to get the cool Bilstein shock package with the Pro 4X. You're going to get I think let's see what we got here. For the Pro 4X, you're only going to get a crew cab. Now, I did a video a month or two ago where we spotted one Pro 4X in the King cab, but everything I'm hearing, guys in the comments, you've been right. Everything we're hearing is that's for Canada only, which is odd to me that the Canadians would want a King cab Pro 4X and the Americans wouldn't. But hey, man, giving you guys some options, man. Canada doesn't get a lot of cool options that sometimes they get held back. They don't get a cool Titan anymore, so why not? They lost the XD. So, but this thing looks great with that background. Now, some of the cool things the Pro 4X is getting is a front aluminum skid. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, well, for one, it's a nice skid. It's similar to what they were doing on the Pro 4X version of the Titan. It's a beefy skid. I can tell you that. I've changed my own oil. I've had to pull these skids off these things. Nice. But underneath the rest of it, you're getting 2 other steel skids, which I like a lot. I like it. If you've seen some of my trucks, I do use the skid plates. Now, there's always aftermarket that sometimes does a little better than some of the manufacturers do. But I have to say, the manufacturers have been stepping it up with their skids a lot. I'm very impressed. Bronco guy, I'm very impressed with the skids that the Bronco's getting. Here you can see this thing climbing up the hill, and when it's climbing up the hill, you've got a locker in the rear of this thing, which is nice. It's just an electric locker. They've used it. I believe it's made by Eaton. Maybe I don't hold me to that. But it's nice. Easy button is nice on the trails. Now I would have liked to seen the Pro 4X get a front locker, but maybe Nismo's got something planned in the future. Who knows? But once again, you can see the Pro 4X logo in here. See how the white of the Pro just sort of, and this is in a, heavily edited photo. So you would thought they could make that stand out a little bit better, but it just kind of hides. You see the 4X, and I'm one of those guys. I know some people were a big fan of the Nismo when they were calling this particular model a Nismo. I like the Pro 4X naming. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like, kind of TRD Pro, but anyways, let's see what else we got here. There's the green. So we've got kind of that sand going up the hill, and now we've got the green going up the hill. So you can see what these things are going to look like getting dirty. And once again, you can see the rear bumper of these things. Look how it's tucked up into the body. So it's going to give you a lot better ground clearances, which something probably when, overlanding and off-roading in these style trucks, really came into its own in the mid 2000s. So it was something probably Nissan overlooked initially because overlanding wasn't a big thing yet. But now that it is, they've really had to take, we need ground clearance. So I'm kind of happy to see that. The cool thing about this, when you're going off-roading especially, they're doing new hydraulic mounts, body mounts to this thing, which is going to make this thing just a little more comfortable on and off-road. The towing on this thing, if you're wanting to, I know overland guy, you're wanting to tow with your trailers, right? 6,720 pounds. Now, I believe that's with the two-wheel drive version. I don't have the numbers in front of me for the off-road, the 4x4 version, but that's still not too bad. Let's see. You're getting standard trailer sway control, which is really, really nice. Now, I've used this in full-size trucks, but I've never used the sway control in the smaller trucks. It's a nice feature. I'm telling you, you can dial in the truck, and it's a very, very nice feature. The Titans had this for quite a while. Once again, you're getting a real rack and pinion with this thing. Makes a big difference on the trails. I'm telling you, the electric drive-by-wire steering is great, especially for fuel economy. But I need trucks to do truck things, and I think that's one thing that Nissan was smart about. Let's keep our trucks. It's got leaf springs in the rear. I think if I were to do a special Nismo version down the road, I think I would do coils all the way around and make it a true like desert runner off-roader. But smart. People are going to want to tow with these things, and leaf springs are great, great, great for towing. So I'm happy that they kind of did that. Zero gravity seats in these things, and guys, I've done a lot of trips in the Titan with the zero gravity seats, and I can tell you for one, they are some of the most comfortable, best seats in a truck. I went from Nashville, Tennessee, all the way out to Arizona, to Phoenix, Arizona, with my buddy over at Regal Nissan, and I never got out of that truck. I mean, we did it quickly too, like 23 hours, I think. When I got out of the truck each night, I didn't feel like, oh man, my back is just killing me. So if you're new to the Frontier, check those seats out. I'm telling you, they are very, very nice, and I know they're going to be super nice in this thing. As you can see, this thing's doing off-road things. It's on trails, and it's what the trucks you'd want to see. Now, the interior of this thing, other than the kind of the layout of the radio, I like having real knobs. I just, there was a trend for a while to, let's do touchscreen everything. No, it's more distracting than you think. I like real knobs in this thing, and it's got a class-leading 9-inch screen for the upper trim models, and I like it a lot. I feel like with the black trim piece, instead of going gold, or chrome trim, makes it look even larger than probably it is. I like the black look of this thing. I like that, I don't know, black leather, all this. It looks aggressive. Now, I think Nissan's going to offer some options for some color trims. If you looked at the launch version of this, they had a lot of orange and red trimming, the stitching and stuff. I think some of that will be an option that you can do maybe after the fact, at your Nissan dealership. Maybe they've got some of that's just pop-in stuff, maybe. But the grab handles there, those look really, really nice. And I know Bronco guys should see those, even though Nissan's been developing this truck. They didn't copy Bronco there, I can tell you that. But it looks great. The dash, all the stitching and everything, a lot of soft materials, looks really great. The center console, the center stack looks really great. Nissan does a really good version of this. Now, in their Titans, the old Titan, Gen 1 Titan, and the Armadas and stuff, they got to be dated looking, just dated looking. So this looks really, really nice, and I'm happy with this. I kind of like the stitching of the seats, though. In the launch version, they showed that kind of octagon shape all the way through the seats. They did keep it for production. Not bad. Nissan's going to have a lot of options for these things, too, as far as accessories, if you want to put some stuff on it. Now, in the past, with the Pro 4X especially, they've done this in a color of the outline of it. This is more muted. I probably would like that better, because I know I had some of it with the white stitching, and if in the summertime you're hot and sweaty, it tends to get into that white stitching. So it's very, very nice. Now, once again, here is the 310 horsepower, 3.8 liter direct injected V6. Now, this motor is proven now. It's been in the old generation for 2 years, and a lot of people scratched their heads when they did that, but not me. I got it. Let's get the bugs worked out of this motor in the older truck. So when we launch this Generation 3, should be just easy going. And my Bronco guy, right now all the new generation problems the Bronco's having. So you should appreciate that Nissan, they did that a little bit. Now you got that great spot for me. I think this is a great spot for the wireless charging. Now, a lot of people put it in front of the shifter, and I'm sure it's so it doesn't bounce around and fly everywhere. But let's be honest, everybody's on their phones, whether you should be on your phone or not driving around, and I think it's just more convenient, less distracting if you need to grab your phone for whatever reason. Now, Nissan went with this updated shifter, and it looks great. I like it a lot. The old kind of T-style was just looking so dated, and the cup holders look great in this thing. I can't say enough. I like the interior of this thing a lot. In the back, obviously, you're getting the cup holders for your upper trims. Looks great. Once again, you can see there's the wireless charging going. Now, this is there's two little things I've noticed that Nissan kind of stayed cheap at. This looks to be almost identical to the four-wheel drive switch that they were using previously, though the textile is updated slightly. It's definitely from the Titan, which I get it. It's, I get it. We're not reusing parts, but if it works in that, we're just going to bring it over. And Nissan is trying to keep this truck affordable, so it's definitely that. And the map light. The map light above, I don't think they have a picture of it in here, but the map light above is the exact same. Everything about it is the same thing they've been doing since 2005. Now, Nissan developed this utility track. They were one of the first to do this, and it's worked out great. My buddies over at Z1 have a way better option for this than Nissan's offering from the factory. So if you like these cleats, go check out Z1 Off-Road, man. They got a way better version of that. You're getting in the upper trim, you're going to get the Fender Premium Audio, and I can tell you from doing time with that Premium, I sat with Fender when I did a review of the 2020 refresh Titan. It's a nice system, and it's well worth what you're getting. Here you can see the updated lights. These are the LEDs. Now, they are going to do more of a old school halogen, I guess it is, version. I'm not a fan of that. I think they should have made LED standard. Still doesn't look too bad. I like these a lot, though. They look great and aggressive. So there's that logo I was telling you about. The burger needs to be shrunk a little bit. As you can see, though, there's the camera under it, and you're going to get 360 cameras around the upper trim, so that's going to be very, very nice. Here is the aluminum skid I was telling you about, plus you getting the metal skids. Look at those big beefy tow hooks, and everybody's learned something from Jeep. Jeep started coloring their tow hooks. Everybody used to hide them. Oh, we don't want them to be noticed. We need them there for especially our heavy duty trucks, but we're going to hide them. No, once Jeep started coloring these things, man, they really brought it, and really, really nice. Now, here are these Hankook Dynapro AT2 tires. Once again, I've used these tires. I had them on I have a company vehicle outside for a Frontier that had these. Nice tire. I had no complaints about them. I got about 35,000 miles out of them. Did me great. But I just think for the Pro 4X trims, they needed to be just a little more aggressive looking. Though Hankook makes a great tire. Don't get me wrong. Now, these wheels, which once again, I had a video out a couple weeks ago that I had to pull. These wheels look way better than the launch wheels. And there's the launch wheels there, as you can see. And overall, I'm super happy with it. There's a lot we could talk about, and we will talk about down the road. Nissan they're actually going to do a long bed, which everybody's been asking for a while, that you can get in the, they're going to do a king cab with the 6-foot bed, or you can get a crew cab, which everybody that I know that had the Nissans wanted a longer bed. They're going to do a long bed, and it's going to be in an SWB trim, or it's like an SV extended bed. You're going to get a 6-foot bed instead of the 5-foot bed on the crew cabs, which is really, really nice. Some people really do want to use the full bed if they can get it, so that's really, really nice. And overall, I'm pumped about this thing. Once again, there's all kinds of stuff that we will go into later in videos. I wanted to get this out. Nissan's hot right now, and I want to be a part of that. And I've been a fan of this truck. I'm not just some guy that's reporting on this particular truck. I've been a fan of the Nissan trucks for a long time. So, in the comments below, let me know what you think.
All right, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? I think Nissan's done a really good job from what we've seen so far. I like the features that they didn't change like crazy. I know the thing right now is, we got to have the latest and greatest, and they're giving you the latest and greatest in technology, but guess what? The underpinnings of that thing just needed a little tweak to be pretty kick-ass, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing so far. Especially them, the new rack and pinion, a lot of people are going to this electric system, and Nissan's stuck with the rack and pinion, which I think gives you a better on-road presence. I think especially off-road, you have better feel with an actual rack and pinion versus some of the newer stylings. Also, fuel economies. Now they've said this in their press release, though I don't know that it's official just yet, but 20 combined, that's not too bad. I mean, I know their Ford Ranger is doing better than that, but it's also a 4-cylinder, and they're using a turbocharger to get the horsepower numbers that they've got and the torque numbers, where this is a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder, and I commend Nissan for sticking with this design, and it's a truck, and that's what we want in vehicles. So, let me know in the comments below, is this truck now in your, are you looking for a mid-size truck coming up, and is this truck going to make your list to go check out when it hits dealer showrooms this fall? It is for me. I'm very interested in this, and if Ford don't get their crap together, maybe one of these will be in my driveway. Who knows? So, whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive, because this is your all-terrain nation. Been talking the Nissan Frontier. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.